am back with another video. We're back at the whiteboard, which means I'm gonna be teaching you guys something and hopefully helping you guys out, man. If you're new to the channel, everything 1320 happens right here. Car vlogs, car mods, car meets, everything car related happens right here. But as you can see, we're talking about the top 5 mods to your LT4 motor, ZL1, Z06, Cts-V, LT4 slots. Let's go. All right, let me preface this by saying, by no means is this the cheapest top 5 mods that you can do to your LT4, but this is the top 5 mods that I have not only done to my Cts-V, but I would do again if I bought another LT4. With that being said, let's go ahead and start off with number 1. Almost every car I've ever had, Hellcat, Scat Pack, etc., I have always had headers. Now, I'm a big Cooks fan. They have taken care of me every single time. And then, of course, Cooks is based out of North Carolina, and I'm based out of North Carolina as well. So it's always easier on the shipping and handling side of things, if you know what I mean. Shout out to Mass Acceleration for that. But your headers obviously open up and help the car breathe a whole lot more. So for $2,000 to $4,000, yes, these are a little bit more expensive than your Scat Pack and Hellcat headers because you have to have cats. They don't necessarily attach to a stock exhaust. But with that $2,000 to $4,000, you get anywhere between 25 to 40 horsepower. That is to the wheels, based on your tune or anything else that you make. The second mod we're going to be talking about is probably the first one I would do, and it's obviously something you can do in the driveway. It takes 30-45 minutes and you're done. It does require a tune. Your Big Gulp intake or your Big Gulp series intake does require a tune. It says it on the website. It runs you about $700. Now here is where I'm a little weird about the intake and the horsepower. Me personally, I don't think an intake can give you up to 40 horsepower. Now they state it can give you up to 40. That's probably with other added pieces. So for me, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you rear wheel, you're looking at probably 5, 6, etc. You're just allowing the car to breathe on the front half of the engine, cooling temperatures if possible, right? Taking in more air, more power, right? Does require a tune, so if you see a T beside any one of these 5, right, requires a tune. Number 3, another one that you can do in your driveway as long as you're careful and you know what you're doing, is the DSX or LMP lids. All right, they're about $650 to $875. They will up the sound of your supercharger whine. They look better than that plastic LT4 supercharger cover. It looks terrible from factory. Again, DSX and LMP make the best lids in my opinion. There's Florida High Performance and LMP did a test on all the aftermarket lids. DSX came out on top, and then LMP came in a close second. Again, not only the sound, but you get a little bit of power. And then for another $650 to $875, depending on polish color or aluminum color that you get, it can range up to $875. So 2 and 3 are probably the first ones that I would do before you start spending $2,000 to $4,000 at any given time. Number 4, which is now my favorite and something I wish I would have done well before now, right, is your Kong export. Now, Kong guarantees anywhere between 45 to 80 rear wheel horsepower with their export, and that is proof. I have 100% proof that you gain a lot of horsepower from their export. Now, I also do have the 103 millimeter throttle body and some cooling and expansion tank stuff from Kong. Shout out to Kong. But you're looking at anywhere between $1,200 to $2,000, $1,200 to $2,000 for the export, plus a few for obviously the labor from a shop, or if you do it yourself. You take your whole supercharger off, more power to you. I didn't have the time nor the energy to do it, but that is my number 4. And yes, it does require a tune, so make sure you have a shop that has a good quality tuner. Number 5. This is where the tuner comes into play, and of course spinning the supercharger quicker, more PSI, a little bit more power, right? But your grip tech pulleys, I finally figured out I have a 2.3 grip tech pulley, not a 2.4, but they have a bunch of different combinations, and you can see anywhere between 35 to 70 horsepower, again, depending on tuner, other aspects, and other mods that you do have. And that's going to run you anywhere between $200 to $400, and then plus labor, etc., and then some other little minor things. But the actual grip tech pulley itself is $200 to $400, right? So if you're talking about adding all this up on the high end, you got $4,700. You got about 6,000 now, 8,000, 8,500. So we're still under $10,000. Why do I bring that to your attention? Most LS guys, LX guys, LT guys, whatever you want to call it, most Chevy guys are gonna tell you, oh, cam. That I have yet to find somebody who cams an LT4 for less than 10 bands. Quality. We're not talking about just a BS job, right? So you can get a whole lot of horsepower to the wheel for less than 10 bands on your LT4s. So for me, this is why I chose these 5. No particular order, but you also need a tune for 4 out of 5. So to that, I'm gonna talk about 2 extra pieces. One, I have a list of tuners, Mass Acceleration out of Denver, North Carolina. That is my shop. They take care of me. I'm all the way in the Middle East and they're still taking care of my car right now. Transmissions being built, all sorts of stuff, and I'm not even home. Then you have LMP, Late Model Performance out of Maryland. You have Prey Performance, which I believe is in North Carolina as well. Justin White Tune, he travels all over everywhere, famous tuner for these GM cars. And of course, GPI as well. A lot of grudge racing happens under GPI. Now, the last extra piece. Once you've done these 5, you start adding power to the LT4. One of the biggest cons is they heat soak, they get hot, they pull power, pull timing, etc. Now you're losing horsepower, right? So cooling, heat exchangers, expansion tanks, ice tanks, swapping out radiators, all of those things come into play. I did swap out heat exchangers. I do have an expansion tank and an ice tank. And it ran me about $1,500 for the ice tank, a small expansion tank in the front of the car. For easier access, I think it was $700. And then heat exchangers, I went through, shout out to MXA because I don't remember, I don't have my build sheet. But it was a little bit more than that, but it was something that allowed all of these power adders, right, or all of these horsepower adders, I call them a power adder is not that, but all these mods that add power, starting to get the motor hot. That's where spending a little extra money to keep these in good condition work. Now, again, if you're an LT guy, let me know in the comments which one you would choose first, if you would change out any of the 5 that I chose, and of course, let me know if I should add cam to this list, and I'll break down a cam. Other than that, man, I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Got another video coming up for my top 3 cheapest mods, and then we'll talk about what's going on with my V right now. I mentioned it, I got the trans being built, which means what? Getting more power, which means when I get home, y'all gonna hear a crazy car, and we're out.